talking about how important the gut health is. And hi, Dr. Nephrology. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, so Jessiana Seville here from thekidneyrd.com. We're a private practice of registered dietitians, and I'm going to talk about 6 big things that are very important for gut health and chronic kidney disease. This is a topic that's enormously important for not just your overall health, but definitely your kidney health. Your kidneys and your gut are tied together, and I hear a lot from people how they say, you know, I'm just going to live with heartburn. I'm just going to live with gas or bloating. I just, I thought there's nothing I could do about it. It was just normal, and that's not true. So a couple things that we are going to talk about. So number 1 is adding prebiotics to your diet. So prebiotics, what those are is this is more or less fiber. The reason why they're called prebiotics is because they are fiber that your gut bacteria love to eat. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can do this in diet, foods like onions and jicama and all those good fruits and vegetables. Some of your whole grains, even your beans are great sources of prebiotic fiber that your gut bacteria absolutely love. Or you can do it with a supplement as well. One that we really like is Acacia Senegal. Heather's Tummy Fiber is the brand that we often use, and that's a really good prebiotic. But any prebiotic, there's FOS, there's Sun Fiber, a prebiotic supplement can really be helpful. One thing you want to be careful with as you're adding supplements, especially a prebiotic supplement, is that as you add more fiber, as you add more fiber, if you add a lot all at once, your stomach is not going to feel so very good. So add a little bit at a time. If you're doing a supplement, maybe do 1 tablet every other day, then go to every day, and then to whatever dose is the full dose on the bottle or what your practitioner, your clinician has recommended. So number 1, add in prebiotics, add in fiber. Moving to a plant-based diet does that naturally. So second thing is getting a good quality probiotic. Probiotics are really helpful. So one of the things that I see a lot with chronic kidney disease is people get antibiotics, right? They get, for whatever reason, there's a lot of reasons, I just see antibiotics all the time. If you take an antibiotic, then you are definitely going to want to take a probiotic as well, but you don't take them together because obviously an antibiotic is going to kill the probiotic. So 2 hours apart, but if you're on an antibiotic, definitely get a probiotic. I really think that a quality probiotic is important. If you're in the stores, one that people will often use, actually has some pretty good research behind it, is Culturelle. We like to use Renadil for our kidney patients as we're in kind of the first stage of getting uremic toxins under control. We also use Megaspore, which is a spore-based probiotic. And then depending on what else we're dealing with, if we're dealing with, IBS or something else, we might use VSL. But there's a lot of different ones out there. It's important to get a good quality one. But if you're getting one from the grocery store, we like to use the rule of 5s, at least 5 billion IU, 5 different strains can be a good guide to kind of work from on probiotics. So get a good probiotic on board. Number 3, now this might seem unusual and you're probably already doing it, but it is very relevant when it comes to gut health, and that is cutting back on salt. So there is some interesting new research that shows that salt also impacts your microbiome. So very salty dishes, salty food in general can not be so great for the microbiome. Most people are already doing that, so that's an easy one for a lot of people. We like to have people switch to kelp seasoning. We like the iron in it. We like the natural iodine, so that can be a good seasoning as well that you can use. Another thing that is not fantastic for the gut is obviously foods with a lot of preservatives in them. Hopefully, as you are working on optimizing your kidney function, you're moving more towards a whole foods diet as well, because it's so fantastic for the gut. But those preservatives are definitely not nice to the gut for sure. And I do see some questions popping up, and I will answer them at the end for sure. Okay, so the 5th thing is use some good tools out there. If you have a serious gut issue, it's good to talk with a practitioner who has some tools on board that can help you with that gut issue. So for example, at our practice, we use something called the mediator release test. It's a blood test. It helps us identify food sensitivities, and usually within 2 weeks or so, you can see some massive, like 50% reduction in symptoms, GI symptoms, by just changing the diet and cutting out food sensitivities. And that's because the inflammation that caused by food sensitivities really triggers in the gut quite a bit. We use something called the MRT, mediator release test. It can be a really fantastic tool for the right person. We don't use it for everyone, but it is a really great tool for significant gut conditions that people are struggling with over time. So couple big ones. So add prebiotics, get a quality probiotic, cut back on salt. Hopefully you're already doing that. Introduce more whole foods into your diet, because it's also prebiotics, also good for your kidneys. And consider additional testing if you have some significant autoimmune or gut issues, or if no one knows why you have kidney disease, dig into root cause, and a lot of times you can find answers. So one question that came up down below is, should you use probiotics each time you use antibiotics? And definitely you are going to want to always keep those therapies together. And the reason why is because every time you take an antibiotic, yes, it helps resolve and address whatever, bacterial state you're trying to deal with, pneumonia, or, I don't know, there can be a lot of different things that they're used for. But the other thing that happens is it does cause harm into your bacteria in your gut. So you're not only wiping out all that yucky stuff that's making people sick, but you're wiping out some of the good bacteria in your gut. What will happen over time, because the gut is really biological warfare, right? All those little bacteria are hustling for space, they're hustling for food, and there's a limited food supply by what you eat and going down there, is that if you're going to wipe out a lot of the bacteria with an antibiotic, it can give an opportunity for pathogenic bacteria to rise. And so over time, people are going to have more inflammation. So always an antibiotic with a probiotic as a standard over the counter. Don't want to think about it. Culturelle is good. It's widely available pretty much everywhere. And so that's one that you could use, but always 2 hours apart, never right together, because that's going to cancel the effect of the probiotic. Anyways, those are my 5 simple tips for today. Thank you, those people that joined me and those that watched afterwards. We really appreciate your support. We hope that this is helpful. If you have found some tips that are helpful for you, we'd love if you dropped a comment below or liked this as well. You can search for any of our past videos on gut health, on sodium, on root cause by just doing hashtag the kidney RD. We're on YouTube, and we are on Facebook as well. And we're here generally Monday through Thursday. This week, the whole topic has been about gut health. And tomorrow, I'm going to just give you a few success stories and a few, relevance to how we've used this and what has happened for people in our practice and how we've thought it can be helpful. So thank you so much, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.